fucking name. Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to Alandressa. Session, get my teeth in. Session 17. We have moved on in this world. Wow. When we get to session 20, I will have cut together. I hope, anyway, if I've got the spoons for it and the time. I will have cut together a quick recap of the first 20 sessions so that people can catch up if they need to with a quick 5-minute thing. So that will be fun for everybody, I guess, especially for you guys seeing what you've done so far. You started in Ironfront. Some of you went far and wide, but eventually you all got back together and you met a guy who was in a travelling caravan. He stole your shit and ran off with it, and you were investigating the death of Big Red, a prominent business leader. You have then moved on up north to a completely different territory. We might as well call it a country. But yeah, you've gone to a completely different country. You've then been ousted publicly by a person going by the name of Ox, who you don't really know who they are yet. You've been accosted by someone wanting to be your friend in your dreams, who has become a friend to a few of you now, and very good friends with one of you at least. And now you are at a dairy place where you've been warned that there are guards on their way up and they're only a day away. The person who warned you is a death cleric who worships, as they describe it, nothing. Her name is Nobody. She doesn't go by a name. But she used to go by Benny. And she is, of course, a happy, bubbly, larger-than-life necromancer. You guys have now got this choice, to decide what to do. You are with Leopold, but you are not with Ruby. Ruby is staying behind. B can't be here today, so Ruby is staying behind and is cleaning up the dairy, as it's very much been left abandoned for the short period or long period that it's been that way. So Ruby tells all of you, I'll catch you up. You just go on ahead. You need to get out of here before the guards arrive. Take Leopold with you. I need Leopold to stay safe, and he's going to be safer in a crowd. So, with that all in mind, with the whole long journey that you have taken to get to this point, and with guards on the near horizon, how's everybody doing today? We've got Mars Tats, Katie, Shen, and Stee. How are you all?
Doing very good.
Good.
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking. So, you've got the journey ahead of you. You've got roads in the mountains. You've got the port of Kashala, which nobody has told you has death on the horizon for them. But you also have potential death on your horizon as the guards approach. You've got probably a day before they arrive here. She said that they were 2 days out. You've taken a day about being around this place, and Ruby's going to take one more to clean it up and leave. But can stealth her way out on her own. Just needs to make sure that Leopold doesn't get caught with the guards and by her. So, which direction do you think that you would all head in?
Well, they're headed up towards us, right? From the south?
They would be heading from the sort of southeast, yeah.
Southeast.
The southeast is the direction of the city. So they're basically, yeah, they're coming up from Florida. And you've got to make it down to Miami without any of the cops seeing you. No, you've got to go down essentially you've got to go down the same mountain towards the port of Kashala Port, which borders on the nation of Highfall. So what's the plan?
Around and down?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
For that.
Is anybody familiar with these parts that might know the quickest way?
Ruby would
The
be.
safest way. Okay. would Ruby have told us which way to go before we set out? I think we probably would have asked if we weren't sure.
Well, I think that Ruby probably would have, yeah. And I will give Ruby should we say, a performance check to see exactly how good her way of vocalizing it, like, giving directions is a performative thing. So let's see how well that she can do it. We'll give her advantage because she knows the area well. She gets a 21. So you guys know the general direction without too many specifics because it is a bare mountainside. So there's not that many landmarks to really go by, apart from just the shapes of some rocks. And as you know, there has been some heavy rainfall because of the change of the season, and a lot of this area has started to flood. So a lot of what would have been the most recent landmarks to go by have probably washed away. So yeah, you get a general feel of which way to go in, but it might take some scouting ahead and some, careful tracking of your own to figure out which way to go.
Are you asking us to do like a survival check?
You may do whatever check you want. If you don't do a check, then I'm assuming that you're going to stand here and do nothing. And the guards will arrive.
No, that's okay. I will assist Ash, I believe, to...
Aldrin gets a 10 on a nature check. Ash gets a 21 survival. Isabel gets a 4 survival.
I trip.
You find some poison ivy, but thankfully it's already dead. But you're pretty convinced that poison ivy might just help everybody to subsist on the way. Briar, you can recognise that is poison ivy. You recognise that there are some berries on a bush nearby, but you don't recognise that the berries on that bush will also give you diarrhea. So the two of you are really a tour de force. Whereas Ash, who has lived in the wilderness, recognises that both of you are talking out of your arse, and that there are better options, and you've also just had a fuck ton of cheese. So there's...
cheese is so good, though.
Yeah, so you've got food. Survival is going to be helpful with that, but perception might be better. Survival, as you are at the moment, isn't necessarily helping you find the right route. Perception 25, there we go. So the thing is you can't really go by the lay of the land when the land is shifting and changing with the running of the tides of the rain, right? So it's hard to really go by a survival check, whereas a perception would give you the general direction of where to go. Ash, being an Aarakocra, has this in spades, because you are not only going down a slope, but you are a bird. So you're able to fly up and see from a bird's eye view over a lot of the hills and rolling dunes of this desertous mountain, the way down towards the city. You can see directly which direction to go in. But you do also see that there are two paths that sort of split off and then reconverge on the other end. Apart from that, it's all quite treacherous terrain. It is a very rocky, very dry terrain, and it's not usually used to rainfall, so whenever that kind of thing does happen, it can dislodge a lot of rocks and becomes quite dangerous. So if you are to take the road off the beaten path, then it will require a lot of checks that will have a high DC. But as I say, there are two other paths.
Can I tell from my check which path is the least resistance?
They both look kind of the same from this position. You'd probably have to keep tracking down the mountain to be able to figure out when you get there. Because from here, you are just seeing it over rocks and mountains and hills. Like, it's far away, but it's close enough that you can tell that there's two, that there's like a fork in the road, if you like. Okay.
To the right.
Yeah. Aldrin just took the decision to flip a coin, I guess.
I tried to, but I think it just put in a 2.
No, it did 1d2.
Yeah,
it did do 1d2, yeah.
It's going to be 1 or 2, yeah. I guess as fate has brought us this far, we should follow it a little further.
Is that it then? You're going to the right? You're going to the second path?
Aldrin doesn't know any better, so yep. They're heading down the right
Yes,
path.
I think at this point we're all guessing. So let's take our chances and deal
Lovely.
with what's in front of us.
I love that. Well, of course, we have the customary encounter check before you get there. As you're walking your way down the mountain, as you get to all of these different twists and turns and pits and hills and valleys and rocks and tundra and broken bramble and dried up old trees, and of course little rivulets of the river heading down and disappearing again. You hear this loud yelling, and it feels not only like it's an auditory experience, it feels quite textured as well. You can feel the ground sort of shaking from time to time. You can't quite tell from what, until eventually you get past the next turn and you see your old friend Yashk. Chicken! Get back here, chicken! And the chicken, you can see, has been contained, as was your last advice to Yashk, to get a better coop for the chicken. The chicken has seemingly outgrown this coop, but has not managed to leave it yet. So the chicken is essentially like a walking cage. And the young girl is trying to chase after. However, doesn't look so young anymore. Like, you saw her when she was, what, like 7, 8, 9? Something like that? Now, looks to be more like 14. It's only been weeks. It's not been years.
I do not want her diet.
Chicken!
Am I able to try and do like I don't know, like an Arcana check or something to see if time is being weird? On
Yeah,
us
sure.
or on them? Because we haven't noticed anybody else age so rapidly, have we?
No, you've not.
Okay, then I will do a little Arcana boy over here. And I know nothing
That's an 8.
about time.
And that's a 6.
Aldrin knows less.
Yeah. And that's a 4.
Cool.
Let's see if we can hit a nat 1, baby. Come on, nat 1. Nat 1, nat 1. We've got a nat 2, a nat 2, and a nat 4 so far. Let's see if we can...
For one of us to roll a 0 here. Oh
a 9? What's great about that is that Isabel has a 10, but has a -1. And Briar gets a 5. I think that...
He rolled over 10.
I think...
Part in this moment.
I'm pretty sure that the universe doesn't want you to know this. IRL and in Alandressa.
Roll for Ruby, then.
In fact, you get a really strong sense that there is something pushing back
And I
against
can
your
explain
knowledge
the
of this.
universe could be different.
You get a strong sense. No, you can't, by the way. You get a strong sense. You get a really strong sense that the universe is pushing back against this. The universe does not want any of you to know about this arcana.
Are you trying
And
to the universe, Aldrin?
I tried. It failed.
yeah. Well, you feel the universe pushing back against you, and you still see this spindly girl who now has a sort of a what looks to be like a little bit of a in medical terms it's called kyphosis. It's when the spine leans forward. Scoliosis is when it goes sideways. She's got a hunch coming. So she's hunched over. Probably has something to do with growing a little bit too fast for the body she's in. But she's running around after this chicken, and the chicken is just screaming away like
And how big is the chicken now?
Well, quite large. Before it was like the size of a space hopper, you know, one of those like bouncy toys, the inflatable bouncy toys. Now it is probably the size of like a small hatchback.
Cool. It's a big chicken.
Yeah. You hear Yashk point and shout towards you all. Well, you don't hear her point. Or maybe you do. Cracking bones and all that. But yeah, you hear the cracks in her elbows as she looks towards you, narrows her eyes and points. You! You said that I should make a bigger place for the chicken, and the chicken has run away with it!
In our defense,
Clearly, it needs an even bigger one.
yes, I've never seen a chicken quite this large.
What am I to do with this chicken? How big am I supposed to make the thing? What, am I supposed to get a house for the thing?
Yes?
Is this the biggest it will grow?
I don't know! I'm a girl! I am not used to having chickens!
Then where did you get this chicken?
It's my parents' chicken! I look after my parents' chicken.
And why aren't your parents making the container or the pen for it?
They love me, they want me to do what I want to do. It's a thing. It's just a thing.
But if they want you to do what you want to do, then why are you taking care of their chicken? Do you want to?
Are you sure it's a chicken?
Listen, my parents are... They're just normal people. There's nothing big about that. They just have the chicken and I raise the chicken for them. I have these chores. I have to clean out the chicken. I have to collect the eggs. And that it becomes too big of a job for me. The
You
chicken
need
becomes too big.
Chicken to see if
How
it's
big are the
actually a
eggs?
chicken.
My thoughts exactly.
Does it look like something other than a chicken to you?
Well, yeah, it's about 50 times too big to be a chicken.
Then it's a big chicken.
Aldrin believes it's a chicken.
Yeah.
Can I use
With an investigation roll of 7. Can you use a what, sorry?
Can I use animal handling to see if I can notice anything odd about the chicken apart from its size?
Sure.
Okay,
It really feels like it's,
big chicken.
really feels like, I don't know. There's something about this chicken and the coop that it's in. Maybe it does need a bigger coop. Maybe it does need, like, something the size of a house, yeah. Maybe it is going to grow to be that size. It's grown pretty quick, and so has the girl. Give me a perception check, Isabel.
Okay.
There is something scratched into the coop, but you can't quite tell what it says because the chicken's running around away from you.
Okay, can we see it's just maybe we just help stop the chicken?
Are
I
we
can
able
make it
to-
levitate.
I guess that would stop it moving around. So
Can I
quickly.
say, can Isabel try to jump on it and try to ram it?
Oh.
From the top.
Okay. Give me a grapple
best
check then. That's a strength check without proficiency. So just click on strength at the top and just do ability check.
It doesn't. Oh, with just a normal one.
Yep. Not a saving throw. There you go. 21. Isabel manages to grapple this chicken to the ground and stop it dead in its tracks. Where you are, you can't tell what it says because you're on the opposite side from where the writing is.
I'm just gonna point to the others. It's like, can someone read that and just use one finger to point where it is?
I will run up and try to read it, I guess.
Yeah, it's in common. It's written in like a human tongue. It just says Arundel, Arundel, Arundel.
I say it out loud. As I read,
Yes, it's my surname.
it's your surname.
My family name, yes. Yashk Arundel.
Okay, Arundel is your surname. And then I'm gonna say it just one more time. So I've said it a total of 3 times.
Why you keep saying my name?
It's unusual to me. I'm not from these parts. Apologies. It's nice to say.
You like names so much? My father is called Temunir, and my mother is called Brunhilde, and I am Yashk. And here, my mother has a nickname for me. She calls me her Baba. I am a young girl. I look older than I am. That's a name for you. I am my mother's Baba.
Yeah, why do you look older than you are?
I don't know. I grow fast. She make me eat the foods, and I grow fast with the foods.
Which food?
I don't know. I don't make it.
What does it taste like?
Food.
Like, is it spicy? Is it sour?
What is spice?
savory? Makes your mouth hot. Not by temperature, but by flavor.
That does not make sense.
Can I?
Hot is temperature.
Oh, I'm grappled. Maybe someone slip her a piece of cheese just to see how she reacts to it.
I'll give her some cheese.
I'll replace it later when I'm not grappling.
Here, this is food. This is cheese. I take a bite, or like I break it and I take a bite of it, and then hand her the other piece.
She takes the cheese, sniffs it. This is old.
No, we just got it.
She takes a bite of it, spits it out. That's so old.
It's still good.
But cheese.
Cheese
She
is supposed to be a little older than.
She takes another bite. She takes another bite, and with an open mouth and sloppy chops, she chomps on it openly so that you can see that she's eating it and swallowing it, and then tosses you back the rest of the chunk.
Gross. I didn't say that out loud, but gross.
I'll check.
I'm afraid I don't know how to help you.
Well, I need a bigger building, apparently, for the chicken. Maybe if I get a big building, I can make the thing get back. Although I don't know how to move a building any more than I know how to move a giant chicken. Have you seen this thing? It's nearly the size of a carriage.
Can I
What are
cast
you
a
feeding
magic?
it?
What's a garage?
Carriage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What are you feeding the chicken?
Fucking garage.
I thought you said garage. I was like,
Down the mechanics. Quick fit.
I don't know what a garage is. Yeah.
Don't you know, this is not a chicken, this is a car.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she sort of shrugs and heads back uphill, back the way you came
What are
from.
you feeding this chicken?
Food! I eat the
What
food, the
food?
chicken eats the food. I don't know what food it is.
Can
I
you
just
show it to us?
said. No, I've eaten the food. That's why I need to get it home.
And where is home?
Back in Green Waste.
Is
Okay.
that where we're going, guys?
At this point, she grabs hold of the cage and leaps on top of the chicken and just rides the thing wherever it's going.
Oh, I just got knocked off the cage then, pretty much.
Yes, essentially.
Ow.
Yeah, Isabel was still holding the chicken.
Yeah,
The
no one told me to
chicken,
get
the
off.
chicken kicks free of both of you and gets running off.
Ow.
Goodbye, useless people.
Goodbye, useless girl.
Goodbye, Ash.
Goodbye.
You-
I hope you I hope you
Ash
have a
speed.
little more success with your chicken.
I thought you said Ash. I was like, what, is Ash just being dragged away by a chicken?
Oh, no.
Why Ash?
like a 90s comedy movie, like having the strap from the thing wrapped around Ash's foot. Yeah, no. So yeah, that's
pen here anyway.
you have that interaction with Yashk Arundel, and her enormous chicken, and she goes running off.
I make a note of the conversation in my book to try and figure out maybe what's going on. At a later
Do you want the spelling again?
No. I've got it. I wrote it down.
All right. Do you know the first name spelling?
No, actually.
What have you got it as?
I literally spelled it phonetically. So YASHK.
Ah, it's a G.
Oh, on the end.
Yeah. Yashg.
Okay. Got ya. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you continue on the road, and are you still set on heading to the right, or do you want to do another check when you get there? At the fork.
Are we trusting the coin? Or do we
I mean, I can do another check if you want me to.
think it
Would
might
be good to do
wise?
another check quickly. And then we can put the coin again.
Am I able to see which path is most well trodden while Ash is up in the air? I know if there's any like cart tracks or anything that seems really obviously like the road is more used one way or the other.
Neither way. Neither way.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Nobody does a check as well.
I did a perception check.
I said nobody does a check as well.
The cleric is with us.
Ash, you see that there is no major difference in terms of tracks or how well trodden the ground is. None of that, really. What you do notice is that there are two very different smells. One smell on the breeze smells a lot of, funnily enough, ash and soot. And another smell on the breeze smells a lot like manure. But you, with a 16, you can't quite tell which way both smells are coming from.
Okay, so I'm getting two smells. One smells like death, and one smells like poopy.
Ash and soot. You smell burning on one side, not necessarily
Burning.
death.
I mean, I just assumed with burning there'd be death, you know.
So as you muse about this out loud under your breath, I assume you notice that nobody is stood there, hands sort of clasped together in what you assume to be some kind of prayer, and their eyes seem to have a black glow about them, like they are glowing but with darkness. And when they blink again, their eyes return to normal. And they look up and say, Oh, there's death over there. And points to the right-hand track.
Then
I'd love to go that way, if that's okay with you guys. I'd love to really check out that death. I'm really into nothing. You know this.
Could you elaborate?
My coin said that way.
There's a whole lot of death. I don't know what more you want.
Okay. How does everybody feel about continuing right?
My coin said that way, so I'm okay with it.
Okay.
All right then.
A friend in my chat says, deaf? Who's deaf? Not me.
Huh? What?
Then
Pardon?
you head to the right-hand track. And as the dim day starts to turn into night, as you get close, you smell the crackling of broken timber, old brush, the flames rising up into the air, creating a dim light. And through the flickering flames, you can see that there is like a patchwork of fog or smoke or something in the ground. And somebody stood there in the middle of it, right in front of you in the track. You didn't see them until a second before you got close to them. But then they're standing motionless.
Can we tell if they're like on guard or like trying to hold people off?
They're facing away from you.
Do we recognize them?
Give me a history check.
Okay, where am I? Right at the back.
Isabel doesn't recall anything with a 4.
Oh my god.
Neither does Victor with a 9. Aldrin, on the other hand, with a 21. You have heard of the Lone Traveller before, yeah.
Oh, that it's the lone traveler. Who's the lone traveler, DM?
You've heard of them. I wouldn't say that you know a great deal about them, not with a 21.
Ah, okay.
Whispers in taverns, people speaking in alleyways.
I've heard of this person, so they have some notoriety, but don't know much else.
You're in thick fog. You can only really see sort of 5-10 feet in front of you. So they are close to you where you stand. And they can hear what you are saying. You would assume.
Oh.
But they don't seem to be making any sort of motion to move in any direction.
Should we say hello?
Perhaps we should approach.
Was that anybody saying they were going to approach? Because all I heard was someone cut off and nothing else
but then
after.
I think all my spoons
Yeah,
fell out all
come
at
on.
once then.
That's a good way of saying that. All my spoons fell out.
I'm
Aldrin
going
will
to
shout over, hello!
I'm going to hide. I'm going to sneak off into one side and scout a little
Okay.
while they do this. Sorry. You guys carry on. I'll just roll a stealth and shut up real quick.
Roll the stealth. 29 is a pretty good stealth roll. The rest of you can't see Victor. Victor has disappeared. Right now, you are right up next to this person. They're like here.
Oh, okay.
So they're stood like here in the middle of the road.
Okay, I don't see anybody on the map though.
Yeah, there's no token there.
Yeah,
I
there's
know.
no tokens, so I didn't know.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Hello!
So are you saying we need to do a perception check to see him?
No, you can see them. You can just see them from behind. They're stood in the road, motionless.
Can I poke him with my quarterstaff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast detect magic real quick.
Okay. There is a definite glow about this creature. As you
Is it
poke them with the
tangible when I poke
quarterstaff,
it?
as you poke them with the quarterstaff, they don't seem to move with it, but they do turn to face you. Only face is the wrong word. They don't have a face, but you still hear audibly coming from where their mouth would be. You should go back.
Okay, thank you. Hey,
Well, hi. I think that maybe we haven't gotten along very well. I'm wanting to move down this road. If you all wouldn't mind just stepping out of my way, that would be lovely.
I'm so glad we have a death cleric with us.
Yeah. Let me just have a look at what we've got on in terms of their spells. I think that they would actually have this one prepared, so we're going to go with that. They cast Dispel Magic. And the detect magic stays. I'm going to remove this like thing just so that we
Thank you, I
can,
didn't
you
know
know.
how.
But the sound of the speaking and the person with no face disappear instantly.
Oh.
Well, that's much better. Now I'm finding myself a little bit more inclined to take this road because if somebody's trying to dissuade us with some creepy ghouls, then I'm definitely wanting to find out what's down this road. And I
I'm
know
stick with you,
that
lady.
y'all would probably want me around for this. So, shall we?
Yep, I'm gonna
After you.
stick with you.
Where did y'all friend go to? He disappeared.
I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
he
Leopold!
Does that.
Leopold! Come
Yeah,
back! Come over this
Leo, come
way!
with
Oh, Leopold sort of absent-mindedly looks around and just follows the sound through the mist.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that this whole time and been meaning to say we've been taking Leo with us.
Yeah. Leo's been following you anyway because Ruby wanted Leo to go with her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Nobody is going to walk down the road. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
I'm
Okay,
following
going
her.
to-
I mean, I will
Yeah.
too.
Okay. She heads down the road. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. You see a whole collection of people. You see in the center of all of them is talking with a commanding voice. A dragonborn, blue scales, mixed armor coloring, carrying a long sword and a shield, speaking to everybody in turn. Well, this is a fine mess, isn't it? I think that perhaps we should have thought about this, dealt with it when we could. But you had to slow us down, didn't you?
Is he talking to us?
No, he's pointing towards another one. They don't really acknowledge or respond.
No, I was saying that to the people around me. I was like, is he talking to us?
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't think so. But I don't know. We just got here. Oh. That looks like my dad.
Oh, the
Blue.
shield says
I had to
here.
do that very quickly,
top?
like in the half an hour before. That's part of the artwork, not part of the shield. The shield does not say ear on it. It just made the most sense for where to put it. So yeah, you see this dragonborn stood, and Victor, where you're stealthing in the brush, you see right next to you one of these women walk up and sort of nod towards you. A gnomish woman, looks to be quite stealthy themselves.
It's your me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will just step out casually and nod to her but move away a little because I'm not sure how.
She has a dark glow in her eyes, like a blue glow. Like, ah. Saw you, hiding in my favorite spot. What are you doing here?
I was just following my friends here. We're just heading. Are we heading south or east? Sorry.
It would be southeast.
Okay.
You're headed
So,
southeast,
yeah,
yeah.
we're just heading. We're just traveling southeast.
I think it's mighty funny that you thought you could hide in this area.
Well, we've encountered a lot of dangers on the road, so I thought I would give us an advantage in case we were attacked again.
I understand. Maybe you should, think about being a little bit more subtle with the way you walk. They turn around and walk back into the brush. You see a fog-like mist just appear from out of their hands and fill the area around you again. And a moment later, they disappear into it. The way ahead is still clear, but you've got a lot of people in between you and that.
Yes. I'll rejoin everybody for now.
I'll just gonna move up a little bit and say hello to this guy.
Okay.
Hello. Excuse us. Could we just continue along the path, please?
This person, and this person all look at you, gone out. Until eventually the Dragonborn turns to face you and narrows their eyes, frowns. You can see us!
Yes. Am I not supposed to?
No. No, you're not.
Oh.
You see
Sorry
a
for that.
direwolf. You see a black direwolf stalk over from on the other side.
Oh. Hello.
And Ear plants the shield deep into the dirt. Like, effortless, but still goes in like, you know, a good half of a foot into the dirt. With such a subtle movement, and then takes that hand and rests it on the mane of this giant wolf. Force doesn't seem to be very happy with you. Why? Can you see us?
I'm not sure, sir.
Are you dead?
No.
Not to my knowledge.
We're
We're accompanied by somebody who
Yeah.
might be assisting us with that.
She points over towards the burning tree over here. And points to the two bodies and says, "Do you see them?"
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fearless Couturier got kicked and
Do we all
detained.
see them?
Now, can I just be clear? Are you seeing their bodies?
Are we seeing the bodies?
You can see the bodies, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I use
Yes.
perception to see if I can see anything more than the bodies?
I mean, with Briar's perception of 22, Briar isn't seeing anything more. Do you want to do your own?
No, never mind.
Okay. So you're seeing their bodies. But do you see them?
I see their bodies, sir. I do see you, though. And I see your wolf friend.
I am not a sir, but I appreciate the clemency. Thank you so much. My name
Sorry,
is...
just a term of respect.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your respect. I'm not normally being perceived by the living.
Are you a friend?
I am a friend to those who die in heroic circumstances, and those who don't do not get the pleasure of my company,
What
nor
about
of my
those of us who
sisters.
are alive?
I
Are you
have
friends with those
no...
who are still alive?
I don't have any business with those of you still alive. You're none of my concern. Come back when you're dead.
I look at nobody and kind of nudge her, since this is like her whole thing that she wants to be here for.
Hmm. Nobody is not saying a word, and the colour has drained from her purple skin.
Oh. Hmm.
You seem to understand what's happening here. These meat bags, they're speaking to me. You're holding your tongue. I seem to think that you might know what's going on. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. All of you are nobody. That's what you haven't understood yet. You'll understand better in time. I need to understand how it's come about that you can see us. Is it just me that you can see? Or can you see all of my sisters? You do see all of them.
I could see your friends or your sisters.
Yes. I believe we can all see all of you.
One of them walks forwards. This dwarf, who is actually the same height as a... Like, they're a dwarf, for sure, but they're like 7 foot tall. Like a 7 foot tall dwarf, which is crazy, but... Fucking built like a tree. Walks up. Slams their warhammer into the ground. You can see it sort of flickering from being a shiny metal to being dark. And as it flickers, you notice that that matches a twitch in her eye. As her sort of messy hair all over is sort of just blowing in a breeze that you can barely even detect. I don't understand. You see me?
Yes.
I see you, but I don't comprehend why.
I think that perhaps we share that in common. State your business.
We're just traveling.
Just passing through, is it what it was?
Yes.
What business do you have with these? You see the incredible sinew and muscle all glistening from between tiny gaps in this person's clothing as they don't wear armor, and they point over towards the collapsed bodies in the burning brush with their warhammer, which is now getting darker and darker by the moment.
We've only just arrived to this area. We're
Yes,
just
we
trying to
don't-
pass through here.
What business do you have with the Valkyries?
Valkyrie?
Can we do a history check to see if we recognize that term?
History or religion, yeah?
I'm gonna do a religion check because that's gonna be better.
Okay.
Potato.
Isabel has read of the Valkyries, and Briar has studied them in religious texts. Ash has been told about them in, like, spiritual days and nights in the forest. But yeah, you've all heard of the Valkyries. The Valkyries are the warrior queens of the of Valhalla. Basically, they are the ones who take those people who die in battle in heroic circumstances and take them to Valhalla. Take their spirits onto Valhalla. But nobody has ever seen them before. No one knows what they look like. They just see evidence of them being here by handprints on their backs or, scorch marks in other places and stuff.
I'm sorry, did you just say hand marks on their back?
Yeah.
Handprint. Oh my gosh.
Looks.
Head back up a little bit.
Isabel,
we've-
you feel nobody reach over to your hand, like trying to be surreptitious so that nobody can tell. Just like low down, just sort of touching, patting, trying to find it without them losing eye contact from the people in front. And then you feel her clammy skin on yours as she reaches over and sort of leans in a little bit and says, "These here, they're the Valkyries."
Yes, I heard.
Yeah. We're not supposed to be able to see them.
I get that, but I don't know how. How?
I'm very confused, and it's an honor.
I'm gonna walk forward just a step and kind of bow down and address the Dragonborn and just say, we mean no disrespect. We don't know why we can see you, but you honor us, and we just want to be on our way.
She snorts out through her, like, large flared nostrils, and, like, almost you get, like, the flicker of electricity, like, crackling on the sort of mist that comes. I don't understand how you can see us, but it makes sense. We were flying here, and people were remarking at things in the sky. We never normally pay much attention to that. Usually they see us as birds, because their minds can't comprehend them. But they seem to be a little bit more perceptive than normal. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm wondering whether something is in the air. Something's been changing.
Something that we noticed is a giant chicken and an old girl. Like she was 7 or 8 just a couple weeks ago, and now she's like a crunchy old lady.
That's gotta
You
be, she's
And
like
her
a teenager.
chicken's giant.
you see that the giant
Teenager.
the giant dwarf, her warhammer that she was previously reaching out, this time she slams it into the dirt. It kicks up a bunch of dust in like a 10-foot radius. You see like a small crater appear underneath them. The metal on it turns completely black, and all of her hair braids in an instant as you see the rage of a barbarian in her eyes, and she looks at you all and says, Do not mock us with your speak of chickens!
I'm not
I will
trying to
not
mock-
have this from you!
I'm not trying to mock anybody. I'm sorry. There was a little girl and there was a giant chicken, and it outgrew its house. And
The Dragonborn steps forward and puts hands up to both directions. It's okay. Gunnar, don't worry about this. It's fine. We're okay. They're not mocking us. It seems that there's something more in the air. Let's perhaps calm down, shall we? Gunnar's hair unbraids. The metal turns back to a glowing silvery gunmetal grey. And she relaxes in her stance and lets the heavy, heavy warhammer drop to the ground. And even 20 feet away, you can feel the thud of this weight of this warhammer. Listen, I'm not sure why we're having this conversation. I'm not sure how you came to be on this road, or how we came to be perceived on it. But something bigger is on the horizon, and I'm not sure what. We deal in death. We deal in souls. We've collected the normal souls that we should have. Those who died in battle.
Right. Is this not the road to Port Kshala?
I suppose, if that's what they're calling it these days. I don't really keep up with the new names.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this, but how do you collect the souls?
Another person steps forward. This person is like they've got a scroll in one hand, and instead of actually holding a pen or a quill to this, they're holding onto a watch in the other hand. And as they stare at this watch,
Unhealthy pork got kicked in the tail.
well, I'm not sure what happened truly. With what has been going on, I suppose it's just another thing in the passage of time. And the best that I can say is that, well, you know, eventually you will die and you will find out the truth of all of this, but it is not for you to know at this point how we collect the dead. Usually, we ferry them on our wings to Valhalla, and that is all that you should know about this.
Okay. So it's not through stabbing people's bodies on the ground? The sword? And absorbing them?
Why would you say such a thing?
Well,
Foss
a while
steps
back-
over and stalks towards you as well and growls in your direction.
Well, a while back, kind of saw somebody do that, and it was kind of creepy.
Yes, we have encountered such a creature.
And
Can
why
I
would
tell
somebody
them-
stab the dead?
Can I tell them in Celestial what we've learned and seen with the Holy Man?
Yeah, let me just see which of them can speak Celestial.
Okay, I figured Valkyries can speak it, that's why.
Not all of them.
Okay.
I could share it in Draconic with the Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn can
No
definitely
Draconic.
speak Draconic.
I do.
Okay.
I'm
So
saying
as you
I'll
say,
to tell them.
as you say this in Celestial, the one far back walks forward. You speak my tongue. This is interesting. They speak back to you in Celestial.
I am a religious one of sorts.
This
I tell
one.
them that
This one talks of the passage of time, but doesn't truly understand it. Grabs out for the watch and comes over towards you. Why are you on this road?
we're heading to the port.
Why are you heading to the port?
There's been a lot of nefarious doings and we're trying to undo them.
Why are you trying to undo them? It is normal things for people to do bad things to each other.
It feels like there's something bigger at play and we want to put a stop to it.
What bigger is there than the passage of time? Time itself is normal.
I kind of go by real quick everything that we've gone through and try to explain the importance of putting a stop to it. Just because of the chest, the Loki thing, everything.
Ah. I wonder where this might go. This is very interesting. They turn and speak in common to the leader. What is it, Rundgrid? Yeah. Look, there seems to be some kind of problem. What problem would we have? There are dead and there are living. How can those change the balance of anything? Ah, this is... You might not like this. Two of the four are dead. I'm sorry. Two of the four. Two of the four. Yes, they're dead. The red and the green. Yes, the red and the green. The Dragonborn reaches a hand up and strokes at their brow. Like, just really just, you know, struggling to deal with this the whole day, you can tell. So it's begun then? I suppose it might have. Yes. Well. I hope, for your sake, that the next time you see us is very far on your future. If you see us before then, either something bad is about to happen, or your time has come. If you should meet us, then you have earned a warrior's funeral. And as with a warrior's funeral, you would have achieved and earned your time in Valhalla. If that is your belief, and that is where you believe you should go. There are few of us who still stand by the old ways. Even in these ranks, there are people who question me. I would have it that we all stay true to our purpose in life, but not everybody agrees. Some of these people think that we should move on and change. Some of them are changing without my say-so. All I will say to you, mortals, meatbags, walking death certificates, is that if you should meet me again, I will not necessarily be as merciful as I am now. And with that, they all vanish from in front of you.
Okay. Does anybody know what's going on?
Certified meatbag, thankful for mercy.
Um,
I think that when we die, we're going to be warriors, so we get to go to Valhalla. That's kind of
The,
what I got from that.
I get that if we died a heroic death, we'd go to Valhalla.
Oh, no, they said anyone who meets them, technically we met them.
I mean, this is true,
Mm-hmm.
but why? Why does this stuff keep happening to us?
And
I think we need to be concerned.
You see that there are
But there's
spirits
still dead
emerging
bodies.
from out of the burning forest, like brush.
What's emerging? Sorry.
Ghosts.
spirit. Mm.
Poopy. I don't know why Founder's name came in. But today.
Are
Are
they coming
they-
towards us?
Seem like they're just wandering through this area.
I do like an insight check or something to see if Briar's ever seen something like this happen.
Sure.
Would it be insight or something else?
History, religion.
Let's go with history.
Insight is sort of trying to find an insight into a person that you're trying to, you know, figure out. Like, what are your motives?
Yeah.
What are you thinking of? Are you being truthful or deceptive? That's insight. So, religion from Aldrin. You have heard of some elements of what might happen in certain circumstances with Ragnarok. Briar, with history, you've not.
Ragnarok is big doom. Believe that's bad.
Ash, you know significantly more. Well, Ragnarok is the end of days, but they've never really described what happens with Ragnarok. There's never been any text, there's never been any definite definition of what exactly happens with Ragnarok. You are always just told that the moment that Loki is freed from his shackles, Ragnarok happens and the world serpent eats the world. You don't know how he becomes free. You don't know why he becomes free. But you know that the world will end if he becomes free. And so far, in your experiences in this journey that you've all been taking over the past few weeks, you have found that 2 of the 4 people who are guardians to Ragnarok have been killed.
Right.
So I'm
And
going
now
to
you're
share
able to
that
see
information.
Valkyries as well.
Yeah, I'm going to share that information with the people who may not know about Loki and Ragnarok.
Yeah?
And the World Eater.
Well, that's real good, I guess.
But is it good if you're not here
Well,
to learn?
I want to be with the nothing. And I know that I will be with the nothing if there ain't no thing to be here. So, it's good. I'm okay with it, I guess. Look. I think maybe we should find somewhere safe to rest. If we're seeing Valkyries, then the world is in danger, and I don't want to see an acceleration of my end, but I also wouldn't mind if it came, because I get to meet my nothing. So maybe we just find somewhere to sleep and rest for a little bit. I could try and fix your friend again in the morning.
I propose away from the fire.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. We should
Yeah.
probably do that. Yeah.
Because if we burn in our sleep, then we may turn to nothing. We'll be in agony, nothing.
I think you probably got the right of it. Yeah. I've turned Leopold invisible, I've realized. So I'm going to bring Leopold back to the pack.
Poor Leopold has been through it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right, let me just copy and paste that into the old one.
Was Leopold able to see the Valkyries?
I was just going to ask him that, yeah.
Yes, I did, yes.
Then
Oh dear.
are we dead?
I don't think we're dead. No, dearie, we ain't dead.
I pitch Victor just to.
You, roll me a 1d4.
Well,
Hold on. Okay.
Also, I'm curious to see if nothing saw those spirits go across too.
Oh,
If
of
she's the body.
course. I see so many spirits all the time. Of course I did. I was looking for them, won't I? Isabel, you cause 2 bludgeoning damage to Victor.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was just doing the.
it's okay.
I'm a barbarian after all. Maybe I did a
It's
chunk
okay.
instead.
I rubbed my arm. Hello.
I'm so
I'm fine.
sorry.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. So you.
Actually, I'm gonna use uncanny dodge to just take one.
It's you don't get a dexterity saving throw for a pinch.
It's not a dexterity saving throw. Any attack I can take half damage on.
Oh, any
Oh,
attack?
good.
Once
Okay,
per turn.
fine.
Yeah,
All
with
right.
uncanny dodge.
Well then, I stand
See?
corrected. All right, you get your one back. You're at 42 now instead of 41. So yeah, you all bed in for the night, or do you want to walk through the night to get towards Kashalaport? At this point, the day is certainly has turned to night.
How is everybody feeling?
I feel we
Okay.
should get away from the
Well,
fire.
All right. Well, my
Yeah.
survival check was not very good, so I'm not making anything tonight.
Oh, have we lost our temporary hit points since the last battle, by the way?
Are you what? Sorry.
We had temporary hit points in the last battle that's still attached to some of us. Are they still
That's one of Briar's abilities, I believe.
No, but does it stick around?
I don't think it stays there for longer than a day, no. So your temporary hit points should be gone by now.
Yeah, I think it's a minute, maybe, while their aura's active or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can remove your temporary HP then. You'll find it in your character sheets.
I feel like the kid that asked if why didn't you give us the test?
Yeah. Right, so with your survival checks of 8 and 9, you find a really, really nice, deep sort of gully to make camp in. You have a feeling that it will be good shelter from the wind that will come down the mountain, and it seems to be snug enough that you can sit into it. The spirits, by the way, have walked on. They've moved on from this place. Do you all bed down into this place and make camp? We can say that this is not in this specific area, that this is in a different area. I just don't have one immediately to give you. So you're going to find your shelter here, and Leopold and Nobody are going to join you. Do you take a long rest at this point?
Is it worth doing 4 hours and then can keep watch?
Yeah, I think we should keep watch.
Yes.
I'll keep watch
Okay.
for the 4 hours. Aldrin's sleep, meditating then.
Her.
Mm-hmm.
And Aldrin will continue to keep watch from there out.
Yes,
Nice.
I'll also join in a watch if we're kind of rotating.
Yeah.
I will. How many are watching right now?
I guess I'll join Isabel for first watch. And if we do it in
drawing
pairs
the
or
brains.
something like that.
Okay, I will join Mars in their watch then.
Okay.
Watch him.
And Brian can choose whichever.
Well, let's go.
Cool.
Does anybody want to give me any spells for my ring?
Ooh. What would you like? Let's see. What do I do?
Nobody has Revivify if you want it.
Nobody has what?
Revivify.
Yeah, I will take that. What level is that?
3rd level.
Okay, so I can take either a 2 level or a level 2 or a 1st level now.
Yeah.
2 first levels.
Level 2, I've got Misty Step, Levitate, and Nether's Mischief. Level 1, Absorb Elements, Color Spray, Comprehend Languages, or Sleep. Can it take cantrips?
No.
No. Okay.
I have Revivify, by the way, but I don't have a 3rd level slot available right now to give you the spell.
I think I'm going to add Healing Word.
Cool.
And maybe a Guiding Bolt.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
cool.
Revivify, Healing Word, and Guiding Bolt in my ring.
Nice. You all take your long rests. Nobody takes hers. Everybody else, you could take yours. Halfway through the night, you realize that the survival checks that you did were probably problematic because when the rain starts, this entire gully starts to flood and you are forced to everyone get up and make camp a little bit higher ground, but you managed to do so through the night without any disturbance. No pillagers or poachers, no angry spirits or skeletons come for you in the night. You are left undisturbed. And you awake again in the morning with no night terrors. Nobody came to you, nobody said anything to you. You weren't disturbed, you weren't spoken to by friends. We can now break concentration on these. There we go. Yeah. So when you wake, nobody is stood over Isabel.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
I'm breaking up quite a lot, so I'm just going to quickly close my Discord and come back in. So,
Yeah, no problem.
bear with me a moment.
Aldrin
Well-
probably has been keeping an eye on them standing over them.
Well, guards, I don't know exactly what's happening here. I've tried to reach out to my guard, find some divine intervention, and I seem to be hitting far the mark every time.
Would you say you hit nothing?
They've got to roll on a D100. They have to roll their level or lower. And then when you get to level 20 as a cleric, then you just automatically succeed. They're not a level 20; they're a level 10, and they rolled exactly 100. So they got the exact worst roll. That's like the nat 1 of a D100. So yeah, that didn't work. So instead, they try something else, and they try to use a combination of Remove Curse and Greater Restoration. We're going to roll to see how much that helps you to regain. Your modifier was -12. We're going to roll a d12 to see how much of it comes back. And I'm going to make this a public roll.
What?
A 12. Immediate
I'm back.
12.
So I'm back to 50?
You are back to 50.
Would you say I've got 50 or just
No, you've
what
got
I
50.
had out of 50?
You've got 50.
I don't know how
Hang
to
on.
change HP.
I'm trying to change it, but it won't change for me. Give me a sec. There we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
I had to click save multiple times for it to actually save. I don't know why.
You're cursed,
Okay.
Isabel. You sure you want to do it?
So you've got 38 out of 50, but your maximum is back to 50.
Woohoo.
So after the long rest, you've got that 38. That means that you could heal up to be at maximum, but at the moment you are not quite. But you do see that with the Remove Curse and the combination of the Greater Restoration, that those two have helped to restore part of your soul in a way. You're just going to take some time to truly get the rest of it back. But
That's
those
fine by me,
are
I'll
going to
take-
be expended now.
I'll
There we
ta-
go.
I'll take the L for the dip in HP at the moment.
Nice.
Thank you so much, nobody. I feel
Oh,
much
you are
better.
so welcome. I'm so sorry that that nothing couldn't help. I try my best. I do try, you know? I don't know what or why sometimes. But I guess maybe I was shaken a little bit by meeting the Valkyries, of all things. Wow. Just wow. Well, look, all I can say is I think perhaps we should be moving on. Get to Kishala Port. I have a feeling that the guards have headed back up where they were headed, and your friend is probably behind us right now. But I also don't want to dawdle here too long, because whatever's about to happen in Kishala Port is about to happen. So we should probably head down there, right?
Shall we get going, guys?
Sounds like a plan. Let's move.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Nice. Right, I don't know. I don't think that I have imported this yet, because while I was making the map today, I also passed out on my computer. So I am going to censor the screen briefly as I just import this thing so that I don't show everybody all of my file paths. So you'll have a brief interlude, and we'll be right back. The be right back screen cooked me. So yeah, we have basically, as a quick recount for those people who did not hear any of that, we have, because it won't have made it into the recording either. We have basically seen our friends appear in a town where it is very cold, where the sort of fluctuation in the weather affects the climate here quite rapidly when it comes on to wintertime, where the people here walk past and don't really pay much attention until they're indoors. When it's like this, nobody has stayed outside so that she can tend to the dead flowers and dead plant life. Leopold was offered Victor's cloak as Leopold was heading inside, and said, "Thank you for your kindness. I'll be sure to let Ruby know that you were kind to me." But everybody got inside, and then a disgruntled employee of the tavern has yelled at everybody to shut the doors, and then essentially gatekept.
Non-existent carrot.
Yeah, gatekept the fucking tavern industry, and been like, "Oh yeah, we've got carrot juice and carrot cider and carrot soup and carrot cake and just carrots," and then basically just fucked around with you. So the owner, who is this guy, has just offered everybody some plum cider, which has been mulled so that the alcohol content is gone, and has said that he is tired of his employee who acts like a dick to everybody. And that's essentially everything so far up to this point. I'll guess I'll have to fix that in post. But yeah, we essentially we've got that whole situation on our hands right now.
Yeah.
Is anyone else disappointed that we don't get the carrot cake?
Yes.
I just wanted the carrot soup.
Cake.
Mm-hmm.
They said cake. I'm disappointed. I wanted cake.
I go over packed Aldrin. We'll get cake somewhere else.
Okay.
Better than
We
carrot
have
cake.
cheese.
We've got cheese and steaks.
Slams a cheese wheel on the table.
Maybe cheesecake later on, who knows?
Oh, good point. Could be.
Jeff, are you mute? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that the audio levels are still good. Yeah, you all sort of find your way around the tavern. You make sense of the sort of locality of things. You realise that there isn't really a latrine anywhere. So if you need to use the facilities, you would need to head outside and basically just do it in the bushes. You see that Leopold is getting quite comfortable in here. Leopold's sort of toweling off from all of the sort of snowfall on his feet. He is, of course, he's a tabaxi, but he is finding himself getting, increasingly cozy in this sort of area, which is unusual for a tabaxi in the snow. But this seems to be Leopold's kind of, his kind of vibe. And as there seems to be quite of a relaxed atmosphere as well in this tavern, Leopold seems to have started just wiping down tables and getting, drinks for each of you from out of the mulled wine boiling thing. And the boss whose name is Theo, looks over and is... You're quite good at this. What's your name? Oh, I'm Leopold. Well, I've not really seen your kind much in this area, and I don't mean any disrespect by that. It's just, well, you're quite warm-blooded. I don't really understand why you're in the cold. Oh, well, I came from a different life before, and I suppose I just haven't had time to adjust to where I should be. I quite like it here. It's quite nice. We've had a lot of chaos together, myself and these new friends of mine. I feel that perhaps we should... Well, I don't know. I should really speak with Ruby when I see her again, but I think that she had a different idea in mind for what my future should be. So, perhaps at some point, I will be coming to you and asking for a job. Oh, well, you don't need to ask twice, mate. Hey, Duncan, you're fired. Fuck off. I've been waiting for you to say that. I've been waiting for you to say that. You owe me 2 gold pieces because you've kicked me out too soon. Fine. Take your gold pieces. Here. Fuck off. The door's out there. Don't let it hit you on the way out. As he steps out, he leaves the door open and then takes a piss in the snow and walks off.
Aldrin's gonna give the owner 2 gold pieces.
Leopold naturally walks over to the door and helps shut it as Isabel walks over and does the same. Thank you, Isabel. He walks over and starts sort of wiping things down again and just starts grabbing a mop and cleaning the place up while you guys talk. This friend of yours quite good at this. I think, hey, if you're wanting to scoot off or whatever, I can make sure he's safe. Don't worry. I could see someone who's been through some stuff. Duncan was one of those, but he's just turned into an ungrateful cunt. So, it's up to you. You want to try it?
Can I see if I get a vibe of whether this guy is trustworthy or...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I don't want to leave
Would
Ruby's
that be a
friend
perception?
with a murderer.
It would be an insight check.
A murderer.
I mean, if he stays here, he's got to make some cake.
Victor and Aldrin both get a really good vibe about this guy.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna walk over to this guy and tip him 10 gold.
Okay, I mean, if
Oh my god. You know that the ale here doesn't even cost like half of this. This is crazy.
No, but you said business is slow, so this is for you.
That's very kind. I appreciate you. You're very nice. What's your name? I'm Theo.
I'm Ash.
Hi, Ash. And you? What's your name? Sorry, bud. He turns around to you, Victor.
No. I'm Victor.
Hi, Victor.
It's
He
nice
reaches
to
out a
meet
hand to shake yours as well.
I shake his hand. It's nice to meet somebody so welcoming for a change.
Well, it's the best thing, really, isn't it? Especially when your business is slow. You shouldn't be shouting at people or giving them anything nasty.
No.
Anyway, what are you all doing in this part of town? You see, as he asks that question, nobody walks in through the door behind him and says, "Oh, something terrible's about to happen. We came here to see it."
I just
What are you
facepalm.
talking about?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
audibly
welcome to business.
facepalmed. Yeah.
What
you.
are you talking about? What terrible thing is about to happen? Well, we don't really know, but we think a lot of death.
I facepalm again.
I just, put my head to the table as you do it.
Leopold, would you mind coming over to the side? We'll clean up over this way instead. I just want to have a talk with your friends here, if that's all right. Leopold is quite used to this by now and walks off without even finishing the sentence. And Theo walks over to Nobody and looks her dead in the eye. What do you mean? There's something terrible happening. Well, it's on the horizon. Something's about to happen. I just feel it, you know? And how do you know? How would you know that this thing's about to happen? Well, if you like a death cleric, I'm kind of tuned into these things with the cosmos and all that. I'm pretty sure that someone or something big is about to die, and it's right here. I don't know what to tell you.
Can I interrupt and say, is there anybody really important in this town? I'm not saying you're not important, but like a mayor or something?
No, we don't have a mayor.
Anyone like one?
We run the place by ourselves. It's like a community. Really, Duncan's a bit of an outlier. Usually you get raised here. And the people who are raised here are taught how to respect their bosses and their elders and everyone, really. This guy, though, he's mad. I don't know why, but he's so crazy. He's always angry about everything.
So, should we keep an eye on him?
That might be an idea.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know, but something doesn't feel right. What about you guys?
I'm unsure.
I mean, if he's angry and he's always trying to lead people astray, that's kind of not good.
Would it be worth us perhaps having a conversation with him?
And you did just fire him.
I guess I did. I don't really have much to say other than if you want to go and talk to him, he's probably outside sulking. I've fought him a few times now, but there's nobody to replace him. Usually. Now I've got Leopold, and I think he's probably going to do a good job. So I don't see no reason to actually reacquire Duncan. I don't know what he might do. I don't imagine it's going to be bad. Anyway, you've told me something awful, so I'm going to get back to a different table, if you don't mind. I would like to be alone with my thoughts. You do as you please. When you're ready, you can settle up the tab. Actually, you know what? I'll just take it out of your gold so you don't need to talk to me again. Thank you. And he comes over and sits on the bench next to Leopold. Doing good, Stephen. How are you doing?
Leave Leopold here?
Maybe here is not the place to leave our friend. I don't think it's a good idea.
I mean, the owner seems...
The owner seems
He
nice,
seems-
but
he
I
seems like a
think
nice fellow.
that the situation incoming is going to be the issue. I think we should keep Leo with us.
Perhaps we don't take him with us for now, but we arrange for him to meet us somewhere if stuff goes awry.
How about we ask Leopold what he wants to do?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'll shout over. Leopold, could we have a word for a second?
Yes, of course.
So we were a little reluctant to leave you here, but we've realized Ash has very wisely pointed out that we should perhaps let you decide.
I quite like it here, to
Do
be
you wish-
honest.
Do you wish to stay?
It's quite nice here. I'm happy with it.
Okay, then if that's your decision, but if anything odd starts to happen or you get a sense of danger, then meet us on the dock. Head for the dock and wait for us there.
Yes, of course. I'll do that if you need me to.
And
Look,
please,
I feel like if something terrible is going to happen, I don't imagine it's going to happen in a small tavern in the middle of a wintry city. How often do you hear about
Stranger
news
things
happening
have
there,
happened.
you know? Exactly. Strange things happen.
yeah.
If it happened here, it would be incredibly mundane.
It's still worrisome.
Oh, I think he's fine. I don't imagine that there's going to be anybody in this establishment is going to really shake the universe to its core. But no disrespect to Leo. Leo, you're a great guy. It's Leopold, but thank you. He walks back over to Theo and grabs his broom and mop again and starts sweeping up the
Before
floor.
you go,
Oh my god, is Leo and Theo.
before you go, please take this, and I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him 50. No, that's like a lot of money, isn't it, to normal people?
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 20 gold.
Mm-hmm.
This should cover somewhere to stay for now until you get paid, and maybe to buy some warmer clothes.
Oh yeah. There's a big residential area behind. Don't know why. The community does attract a lot of kids. Got a big orphanage here. But yeah, there's somewhere right over from it that you might find someone there.
Guys,
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to head to the orphanage. Something just rings a bell there.
Yes.
Alright.
I agree.
We're of the same mind then.
Thank you, Victor. I will take this and I will be not liberal. I will be careful with my spending. Thank you so much.
It's okay. Just to
He
get
steps
you
back over.
started.
So there's an orphanage over the way. I'm not sure what you want to do over there, but if you're looking for it, it's behind me, basically. He's like basically pointing over towards the northeast.
Alrighty. Thank you.
No worries.
Yes, thank you.
Leo will be fine here with me. It's Leopold. Yeah, sure. Don't worry. You'll get to know my ways, Leo. And he nudges him again. Okay,
That's
fine.
funny.
His name is not Leo.
So yeah, you leave Leo with Theo, and the rest of you, I assume, head outside.
Gee.
Cool. Okay. Nobody comes out with you as well. You see that Duncan is in the outside area as well. Oh, God, thank you for that posture check.
I'm gonna talk to Duncan for a moment.
Cool. Victor and Briar, you're both still inside. Are you staying in there, or are you moving out?
Yes, I will also head out. Oh, not
Cool.
quite that far though.
You've really, yeah, you're running from the place.
Yeah, I might have a
While Isabel and Aldrin just go exploring like it's a video game.
No,
Ash Ash, you want to speak to Duncan? What do you want to say?
Northeast.
I want to.
I'm going to
tell
pause
him
it while we
say-
wait for this interaction to finish so that you don't all just walk off.
Sorry.
I'm just
Ash,
gonna.
what are you going to say?
I'm gonna talk to him and be like, "Hey, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm really sorry." And I'm gonna hand him 10 gold and be like, "Maybe this will help you with whatever you need to do in the future."
Fine. I guess. Thanks.
I hope you have a better day.
You seem like a nice person. Thank you for your charity. Thanks. Okay, it's
Have a good journey,
unpaused.
whatever you're gonna do.
It is unpaused.
And then I leave.
I appreciate it's a battle map with tokens, but we do need to discuss where you're going before you move your token there. It's like, otherwise you might see things that I am not prepared for you to see yet because of, you know, like tokens that I've got placed on the map. So, you're all on sort of the main thoroughway here. It feels underfoot as if it's quite an impacted and yet still churned earth, as if this is like a well-trodden path that then gets retrodden again. So you have a sense that this is like the main thoroughfare through this place. But as Theo said, there's no mayor in any sense, so it's probably not the city for infrastructure or brick or you know, anything like that. It's all very cheap stuff that's been thrown together by a community, and it has that sense of it. On the back of the tavern is a very small chapel here. And you can see that there are people in there who are worshipping, you know, deities written in runes and stuff. And yes, there is like a fancy building, but it's like it's used as like a function hall. And there is a butcher's, and there is a blacksmith, and there is a dig, but there's not really anything more than that. You can tell that there is a bathhouse up here. And yeah, between these buildings here, you can spy that there are some residential houses on the other side of it. So you walk down the alleyway, you're got a good chance of finding it.
Right.
You can move your tokens again now, by the way.
Are we the type of people that when we get told off even just a little bit, we're like, I don't want to do anything?
I had someone walking into a door, but they were walking their familiar into the door, but their actual character token had moved past the door and was walking all of the way up the map. And every time that I tried to open the door for them, they closed the door again and continued to move their character up the map. And I had to explain, stop moving, just stop. I'll move your character back to where it was. It will be fine. Just stop panicking. It's a door and you're using the wrong token. And yeah, it just became a whole thing where I was just like, listen, if you want to walk somewhere, tell me where you want to walk. We move your character after that. Otherwise, it just gets really confusing and everyone splits off and goes in their own directions. And then they're all doing checks and I don't get a chance to actually keep up with it. So it's just my little thing of, if you're going to walk somewhere, let's discuss it first and then you walk there. Briar is staying behind, I think. And nobody is going forwards.
Right?
You all see there is a building ahead of you that is quite large, and there is an older man. He's got very pale skin, wrinkles on his temples and his forehead. He's got a deep hunch, and he's wearing socks. He has 2 umbrellas, one under each arm, and he walks with a small creature at his side, and he heads inside of this building.
Northeast.
Are there any markings or anything on the building?
It doesn't look like there's any footprints where he was walking, and for one, in the snow. And it also looks as if the building is the orphanage.
Okay. Should we knock?
You can knock.
Then I knock on the door.
Somebody comes to the door.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this the orphanage?
Why, yes. Who are you?
My name is Victor.
I'm Dazarath,
Is
but you can call me Daz. I'm Daz to my friends, and you seem like a friend.
this the same person we saw go inside?
No,
No. And is that Dez or Daz? Sorry.
it's Daz. I like you. You seem like a card.
Thank you.
Is
I
he
guess
ever?
Say again?
Oh, I said, oh, is he ever?
Oh, I get that sense immediately. What can I do for you? Do you have any orphans to deposit? Or are you here to adopt?
that's a strange way to put it. We are kind of here on a whim, to be honest.
Same!
We were wondering if we
I travel the world and I do good things for people. I enjoy doing that.
goddamn insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
Why
Let me
is it
find that.
clicking? There we go.
I have an idea.
Insight by
I
Aldrin is a
rolled
12.
twice.
Oh, you did a 15 first then, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that rolled twice.
27 by Ash, 27
Okay.
insight check. He's a really nice guy.
Okay.
All right.
I have a way to get in. Maybe. I just I hold my storybook up and say, I just want to. We're just a bunch of travelers, and we just want to do good things as well.
I've got one of those as well. He holds up a spell book.
I've got a storybook. I'd like if you'd like, I'd like to read a story to your kids. Just.
Oh, for sure, yes. Well, they're just going down for their sort of early to midday naps. I've stepped out of the way because they need some time to rest, you understand?
Perception
Well,
on his spell book. Can I understand anything written on it?
It's, just a regular old spell book. It's the kind of thing that you would buy in a shop, so the outside of it is just, such and such is wares, magic and co, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
It's just your standard printing stuff, and there's nothing really particularly lascivious about it or maleficent in its sort of aura. It feels like just a regular old spell book. Like this guy's a wizard.
I mean, it's a perfect time for a story just before naps. You get that encourages amazing dreams and very good for kids.
Give me a persuasion check.
I figured that was going to come up.
Come on. 23. 23. Okay. Let me find a stat block for me to roll. I'll roll from this one.
Just as an out of character note, I don't know what story to read.
Oh, of course! I could tell that you're a really nice person too. I'm gonna step out of the way now. I guess I'll go and get some carrot juice. The guy that I asked before didn't seem to have any. Said that I could come back a week later. I'm going back now. I'll see what I can do for you guys as well. Put in a good word for some carrot
We're
juice.
Still out of carrot juice. I don't think they're gonna get any.
We just came from there. They're still out of carrots. I'm sorry.
They're out of carrots! That's really unlucky. Well, never mind. I like you guys anyway. Thank you so much. I'll step out of the way here and let you through to tell some lovely kids some lovely stories. Thank you so much. And he shakes your hand and he goes, I've got a feeling that your name is Penelope. Don't tell me if I'm right. I'll see you later. And he walks off.
Sounds like a really bad game show host. It's like, your name is Tom now.
Yeah.
Penelope.
It's fucking Darren Brown is what he is. He's Darren Brown.
Leopold is now Leo, so...
The name of that character was provided by Stephen Days in the chat, who used the name and description of their own D&D character who is a selfless wizard/fighter that adventures across the realm and does good deeds on his journey. So there you go. That's why Dazarath is there. Dazarath. There you go. Nice little thing there for you. So yeah, you head inside and you find the cold, dark, echoing hallways of an oak-built building. It seems like it's older than most of this town, to be honest. Partly because of the fact that it's built of such old, well-aged oak, which of course is a very well... it lasts for a long time. It has a good longevity. But you would also notice that it seems to be done settling. A lot of the other places were sort of creaking with the coming winter. This place seems to have already been, you know, like here for so long that it doesn't really creak all that much. It just echoes, like a cold, hollow echo when you step on the floor. You don't see any kind of snowy footprint inside. What do you want to do at this point? This will be your last run of checks before the end of this session, so that we can pick up with Ruby here with everybody.
I'm gonna do an
One check each for the last of the session.
investigation check.
Okie dokie.
No, actually,
Oh,
Is it?
perception check.
perception.
Is
Okay.
it?
25 perception. Nice. Go on, Steve.
How kind of well kept is the inside? Is it clean? Is it dusty? Does it look like there's furniture and stuff here?
Are there toys everywhere?
Yeah.
It's clean. Not a speck of dust. No toys. No sound of children's laughter.
Do we
Clean.
see kids anywhere?
No kids.
Can I investigate or whatever it is to see if I can find him anywhere?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to
Is
check
it-
for like traps.
Crap.
Is it like one room?
Traps. Okay, yeah. Famously covered in traps, orphanages. But yeah, go for it. Go for it.
People keep messing with victims.
Not a single person has laid a trap before you yet in this whole fucking campaign. Still, you're paranoid about traps.
No,
Okay.
just go for it.
Victor finds no traps. On a 23, you find no traps.
Like traps or dangers, if that makes sense.
Well, you've not found any traps up to a level 23, DC.
Oh no. Bernard,
There we go.
might be in trouble.
Aldrin wants to go to where the kids are at and scan over the kids. If
Okay.
there are.
Ash has...
And see
Ash
if
has-
any of them are her siblings.
Ash has done a 25 on a perception check. A 25. That's pretty good.
Tell me, ODM, what do I perceive?
And a perception check from Aldrin, trying to beat a 25. Unfortunately, only gets a 23, but that is a nat 20. So,
Oh yeah.
we've got a nat 20 from Aldrin to finish up the session, compared next to a 25 from Ash, which was just a dirty 25. I think that with that, you will see that there is just the flicker of light reflecting off the handle of an umbrella at the top of the stairs in front of you as it walks around a corner. No creaking, no sound of footsteps. We've still got one person left to do a check. Briar, it's on you now. What check do you want to do to finish us off for this session? One check. One check only. You've seen that there is the person at the top of the stairs that is walking around the corner. You've got that on perception checks of 25 and a nat 20. You're unlikely to find anything better with a perception check, and the investigation check of 23 to find traps has found no traps up to a level 23. What do you want to do at this point?
Would a religion check make sense? Or a history check, maybe?
Either or, whichever one you want to do. What are you trying to find out from this?
Honestly, don't know.
I
I feel like the rolls so far have already been good, so like I don't see like me having a role that could top that, but
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I'll go
it's.
ahead and do one anyways.
I would say stealth.
A dirty 20 on a history check. You don't really know a lot about this orphanage. Not really from your part of the world. Nor do you know much about this guy who's walked in here. You've not really heard of him. You've not heard of people like him. And it's unusual that someone could walk on snow and not leave a footprint behind. And at the very least, not walk snow in with them. Especially if they're wearing something as porous as a sock. Which is what he was wearing on his feet. Socks. So, yeah. I think that's going to end us on our session. Next time we should hopefully have the lovely Bee back to play as Ruby with the rest of you. How did everybody find that? That was quite an action-packed session. You left the dairy. You met Yashk Arundel and her chicken. You have then met the stranger on the path, the lost traveller, and then met the Valkyries, which is something that shouldn't be happening. Now you've come to a completely new city, and you've found a strange, creepy old man walking inside of an orphanage when there is death on the horizon. How do you feel about this?
Terrible.
I feel like there's a bunch of Schrodinger's kids at the moment,
Schrodinger's kids,
Until
yeah.
next session- Yeah, until next session, they're either alive and dead.
It's a wraith. No footprints. It's a wraith.
I have a feeling that nobody's gonna really enjoy this person that we meet.
My predictions
Yeah.
are either the kids are all dead or the kids are all old for some bizarre reason.
Okay.
Strange
Well,
button.
it sounds like we've had an interesting session for everybody. We've also had a session where like a solid 5 minutes of time was spent in mute. So I'm going to try and figure that shit out on my recording now and cut it out.
Feel sound from cats.
So that we can figure it out. But yeah, thank you everybody for the lovely session that we've just had. That was action-packed, and Leo has found Theo in the world as well. We will move on now with our lives and our days. Tats, do you have anybody that we're going to be raiding right now?
I can go check. Let me look at my list of friends.
Okie dokie. Well, we've got raid message number 1 to copy and paste if you are following, and raid message number 2 if you are subbed.
I can give a suggestion if you would like.
Go for it.
I do have someone who only has 4 viewers, and it would make their day if...
Oh, go for it.
Okay.
It's Happy Crab Co. I can type it in the chat.
Is it as spelt, as it sounds?
Yeah, hold on. I'll just type it. It's easier.
Okay. Works for me. All right
I've
then.
been following him for years, and he's actually a really cool guy.
Nice. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for having such a cool session with me today. It's been nice to get back into it and to get some story under our belt. And to unfurl a little bit more of the lore. That there are Valkyries, and that there is death on the horizon, and Valkyries should not be perceived by mortals who are still alive. And yeah, lots of interesting stuff. Also, people with Australian accents in a really cold place. Isn't that kind of fucked? And there's a giant chicken now that needs to get into a house.
Winter too.
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
Not that cold, to be fair. I'm not really that cold.
Well,
Yeah.
what we're going to do now is we're going to go and pay a lovely visit to the Happy Crab Co. And be nice people to them. Again, remember, copy and paste raid message number 1 if you're following. Copy and paste raid message number 2 if you are subbed. And I will hope to see you on the flip side next week when we get back into cryptic critters. Thank you once again for being here, and I love you all. If you can't be good to yourself, then at least have fun. Goodbye.
At least
Bye, bye,
I-
bye, 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 bye.
Bye.